dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. COVID-19 cases are increasing again in southern Kentucky, but the good news is that hospitalizations are remaining stable. The health department in Laurel County is staying busy, simply giving out vaccines and booster shots. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on the situation in London.
Raccoon Health Department, this is Kayla. How can I help you?
Over and over again today.
Okay, we are actually already full for today for our COVID vaccines.
That was just after noon. Most of the appointments were gone in just a few hours.
Well, you know, we have received a lot more phone calls since Monday of this week.
Okay, that's fine.
Most wanting the booster, and among those getting the shot today was Roberto Marino, who works at a local restaurant.
Whatever I can put on my hands and take care of people around me, I will do it.
Health leaders say that there's still too many unknowns to really say a whole lot about the Omicron variant and what that may result in and what may happen with that. But they are encouraging people to get the vaccine and for adults to get their booster.
No, we can get you in. You just have to call. Keep calling.
Health leaders say the Omicron variant could be partly behind the demand for boosters.
We are administering anywhere from 40 to 45 boosters per day here at the health department.
Booster demand comes also as cases are ticking up in Laurel County. An average of 10 a day has grown to 30. More cases, more people getting vaccinated or at least their booster.
Well, I have COPD, so it's important following up from where I got the shot. Yeah.
We do same-day scheduling. So
Health leaders say typically each day's appointments are filled up within a few hours after the health department opens. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Local health leaders and a spokesperson for St. Joseph London say COVID-19 hospitalizations have dropped in the area as of late.
It's starting to feel like a broken record at this point, but we have been in such a stretch of beautiful sunsets around the mountains recently. We are adding to that total tonight. Time-lapse camera from the University of Virginia at Wise. You see the sunshine, high clouds we dealt with today, the sun setting. As those high clouds are moving in, you can see those reds, those pinks, those oranges. Another beautiful sunset out there. That stretch continues. Buffalo Mountain camera, the sky on fire there, at least along the horizon, with that sun setting, the oranges, the yellows, fading to those high clouds, seeing those pinks out there as it fades into the night sky there, the coming night sky in the blues and the purples. So great shot out there. Also, while you're looking up at the top there, look at the temperature, 66. It's still mild out there. Many of us sitting at 66 or 67 right now. It's been a mild day in the mountains, and we've got more of those on the way. And you can thank partially southwest winds. Now, they've settled down a little bit. We were talking 10 to 15 earlier. Now we're talking closer to 5 to 10, but still out of the southwest, that warm direction, still gusting upwards of 15 to 20 miles per hour. So hold on to those hats if you are headed out to dinner later on tonight, and maybe even sitting outdoors in some spots if patios are temporarily open, because it's been a nice feeling day today. Temperatures, or I should say satellite and radar, outside of a few high clouds working through portions of Indiana, Ohio, and into far northeast Kentucky. We've been in good shape when it comes to the rainfall today and the cloud cover as well. So keep that WYMT weather app handy tonight, because we will cool down thanks to the lightning winds and the clear skies, but we've got more mild temperatures on the way. I'll have those details coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. There are now several confirmed cases of the Omicron variant in the United States. WYMT Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro tells us how the White House is monitoring the situation.
I spoke with Dr. Anthony Fauci as news of new cases broke. Here's what we know so far. It appears Omicron is highly transmissible. The new variant may have the ability to evade some of the protection from our vaccines. The surge of Omicron infections is spreading to about 24 countries around the globe. But there's still a lot we don't know.
Literally every hour, every day, we get more and more information. So we really need to reserve judgment as to what the impact will be in the United States.
I asked Fauci, should vaccinated people travel and gather with family for the holidays?
Be prudent, particularly when you're in congregate indoor settings, such as the setting of an airport where there's a lot of people crowded together. Keep your mask on. when you're in the home setting with a family and your people are vaccinated and everyone you know what their status is, then you should feel very comfortable in having a really good holiday get-together with your family.
Fauci says the best way to protect children who can't get vaccinated is to surround them with adults who are vaccinated. And what about the travel ban?
I do not expect the travel ban to extend to other countries, but everything is always on the table depending upon how the situation rolls out.
Fauci told me there are several therapeutic drugs being developed and evaluated by the FDA right now. In the Washington News Bureau, I'm Jacqueline Policastro.
Well, one Tennessee pharmacist is alerting other parents after her own child was given an adult-sized dose of the Pfizer vaccine. Melissa Schuster's 11-year-old son was supposed to get a second child's dose of the vaccine at a Nashville area Walgreens earlier this week. After a phone call about the mix-up with the adult vaccine, she took a closer look at her child's vaccine card to figure out where things had gone wrong and was alarmed by what she found.
It has the same exact lot number for doses 1 and 2. If my child got the adult vaccine, the lot number is not going to be the same. So at this point, I don't know which COVID vaccine they got. I don't know if it was even a COVID vaccine, so it can be very dangerous.
She says thankfully her child has not had a bad reaction to the vaccine and she understands accidents happen. However, she wants other parents to learn from the experience she had and ask a few more questions when their own child gets the shot. A new survey shows most vaccinated adults plan to get booster shots. The Kaiser Family Foundation poll shows 60% of respondents said they will definitely get a booster or already have. The survey was conducted during a 2-week period last month where all vaccinated adults became eligible for boosters toward the end of the survey period. Overall, 69% of adults older than 50 said they plan to get the shot or already have. However, overall faith in vaccinations appears to be falling. Only 48% of adults say they feel optimistic about vaccines, which is down from 66% in January. And there may be a relationship between a state's voting record and how COVID-19 will impact those who live there. A new CNN analysis of data from Johns Hopkins University shows there is a direct parallel between low vaccination rates and higher death rates in individual states. Red states have a 52% higher average of COVID deaths per capita than people who live in blue states. That mirrors vaccination rates, which show that 4 in 10 Republicans remain unvaccinated, compared to just 1 in 10 Democrats. Many migrants entering the U.S. through the southern border are likely to be sent to Mexico starting Monday. The Biden administration is set to re-implement a policy that forces many non-Mexican migrants to remain in Mexico while they await immigration court dates. The Biden administration suspended and then terminated the policy shortly after taking power in 2020. Then a federal judge in Texas ruled doing so violated federal law. Officials say starting the program up again is only happening because of that court order, which the administration is appealing. Some changes are coming to the policy, like new procedures for COVID-19, ensuring cases are heard quickly, and that migrants have access to counsel. The EPA unveiled billions of dollars in new federal water infrastructure funding today. The money is from the recent bipartisan infrastructure law. That law provided more than $50 billion to the EPA for improvements in water infrastructure. The agency says it's the, quote, single largest investment in water that the federal government has ever made. About $7.4 billion will be allocated for 2022. EPA Administrator Michael Reagan stressed the importance of using funding to improve service in disadvantaged communities. The message from the founder of Lunas is don't buy an electric car new, simply re-engineer your existing one. The British electrification company is one of a growing cohort of startups seeking to carve out roles in the auto transition by converting fuel-guzzling classic cars into clean electric vehicles. Lunas is building a new factory in the UK where instead of converting classic cars, they'll re-engineer more than 1,000 diesel garbage trucks a year into upgraded electric models.
Do not just build new. You have to refrain from that. You've got to look at remanufacturing what already exists.
They are betting they can provide drivers with a cheaper and greener road to zero emissions than scrapping their car and buying a new one. And they have financial backing from investors like former England soccer captain David Beckham. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, hear why Major League Baseball team owners have locked out players for the first time in decades.
And we've got downright balmy weather on the way by December standards. I'll have the latest on how long it sticks around and when we can see showers returning on the way.